did we meet, Xander? How long have we known each other?
Monte and I have known each other since the last century, and which would be
last 10 years.
At least 10 years. And at that time, I was living in Los Angeles. I was a music director for a club called Makeup. We had a lot of excellent musicians, rock stars that came to be part of this show. And one day, some of the Madonna guys brought this guy, Monte Pittman, down to join us. And we became fast friends.
Yeah, I played on his album, his band, Run Run Run. I played some bass, a little bit of guitar maybe.
And yeah.
I think I recorded some guitar, but he erased my tracks after I left.
But then I re-recorded them.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Monte's, and Monte's an all-around great guy. Not only is he an amazing musician, I'm not just kissing his ass here, but he's also one of the most giving and nicest guys in the music scene. I got to say that.
Thank you.
And I played with, as a music director, I played with a lot of people, and he always shows up. He's always really creative and enthused, and so when finally Monte got a chance to do his own music, I was honored to be asked to be.
I guess Monte and I first met through Adam Lambert. I started working with the Lambert camp probably maybe 3 or 4 or 5 weeks before the American Music Awards performance, so that's where I met Monte, shredding on guitar for Mr. Lambert. We've been all over the world since then, and then once the Lambert tour ended, I was graced with the honor of being able to join Monte's band and help not only promote these new songs that he's been hard at work producing and writing, but also we get to track one hell of a record coming up pretty soon, which we're all pretty stoked about. As far as playing with Monte, this is the first time that I've had fun playing music in a long time. I do a lot of work as a playback engineer, audio engineer. I've been playing drums my whole life up until when I moved to California in about 2007.
It's all about Monte.
Float around doing my own thing for a while, but it just wasn't fun. This is the first time that I've actually had fun playing music in a long time, and it's all thanks to Monte.
I met Monte about almost 2 years ago. We met at the Adam auditions, and first thing he said to me was my tattoos, the Jason Voorhees tattoo. We became friends after that, exchanged numbers, and then just became friends really quick, and we just loved playing with each other. We were all into the same music and everything, and then after that, the tour had ended. I didn't really want to play with anyone else because I have a lot of respect for him. He's a great guitar player, and I'm excited he's getting to make this album, and I just want to help him in any way I can to get it done. And yeah, I don't have too much more.
I met these guys, I met Xander doing a Club Makeup show. And Club Makeup, I mean, looking back now, that's one of the coolest things that kind of went on in LA in the last 10 years. They should have done like a documentary on it or something like that. It started out, it was Club Bang. And then Club Bang kind of turned into Club Makeup. See, I went to I remember going to Club Bang. I think we may have actually met then. But it's kind of one of those things. If you remember it, you weren't there.
Yeah, it was sort of honestly, it was sort of the Studio 54 of this decade.
It was probably as close to that as you could get.
We saw amazing things. I mean, Monty and I kind of were there to see Alice in Chains get back together again, weren't we? We got Jerry up on stage, and
that's right. He borrowed my guitar. He borrowed my red Les Paul.
Jerry Cantrell borrowed your guitar.
Yeah.
And I had the nerve to try and teach him how to play Highway to Hell, which is hilarious because he's just looking at me like, I'm like, no.
He's like, I'm Jerry Cantrell. Like,
yeah. And then
I can rewrite it.
Even if I play it wrong, I'm playing it.
We also got the Cult. Remember they showed up and they
such phenomenal singers. I mean, the best singers, around were all doing this. There's a guy, Alan Lewis. He's on Broadway now. And Alan Lewis is who introduced me to Adam Lambert, because I said, "Who's the best singer that you know?" I said, I think all you guys are the best singers I've ever heard. And who's the best singer that you know to start a band with? And he was telling me about Adam. That's how me and Adam met. Scarlet Cherry was one of the singers. She's been... Her name wasn't Scarlet Cherry then, but just Scarlet. I don't even know what her last name was. Doesn't matter anymore. This guy, Jack Atlantis, he looks like John Taylor from Duran Duran and sings just like David Bowie.
Don't forget Alexis Arquette.
Alexis Arquette.
All the Arquettes would show up on a regular basis.
Who else was there? So many. I mean, it is kind of a haze, kind of a blur. Yeah. But and then from Club Makeup. Club Makeup happened every week,
once a month.
Like the first weekend once a month, and there'd be a different theme. And then and then from there, like a lot of people who did Club Makeup kind of started the Zodiac show. And then now there's another thing that's called Transcontinental that's happening now. And so, which is kind of more people from Club Makeup. The whole circle of people keeps...
which is funny, you didn't know this, but Trans K is playing tomorrow night for the restart of Club Bang. That's what that is tomorrow night.
Full circle.
They're bringing Bang back.
So that's how I met Xander, and then I play, for a while there, I was kind of like playing in his band, and then I was going on tour with Prong at the same time, so I've always got all these things going on, always juggling all these things, and played bass in Xander's band, and
that was fun.
So Warren and I became really good friends because we worked a lot on, while he was doing all the multi-tracks for Adam's show, we're like doing the playback, which runs the video, the the lighting. I mean, this is like Oz behind the curtain running the whole show. He's saved our ass many times when because with it being a computer, sometimes the computer crashes. My computer crashes all the time, so if you ever wanted to do something, and since Warren is musical, the computer would crash, everything would drop out, we'd keep playing, he would fix it and know and to start it again, and he'd come back in and know, and the audience would never know that anything had gone wrong. And then of course me and Tommy started playing together when he joined Adam's band. I guess when it was just like the beginning of everything. We both joined Adam's band at the same time, and he and I are the only ones who are still there, that were there, from day one. And he came down to audition, and the chemistry with me, him, and Longinu was just something that doesn't, it doesn't happen every day. It's something you don't see very often. And we started talking about, he's got all these cool tattoos, and that's how we started talking. We like a lot of the same music. Me, him, and Longinu would get together and just kind of jam just before we were going to kind of get together to start jamming with Adam and playing like Pantera songs and Metallica songs, just to kind of tighten up and kind of get used to playing with each other. So when it came time to play on my own and doing, I've always kind of wanted to do some sort of project on my own or start a band. And every time I do that, either the singer goes off and becomes super famous and it kind of disbands the band, or you know, with everybody's schedules, people go on tour with different people, or you know, living in LA, you can't just be sitting around. You got to be doing something or playing with somebody. And so it started out. I started playing just solo acoustic shows, and then I was going to start playing with a band. And then, well, before that, Tommy would play with me sometimes. You know, out doing like open mic nights or whatever. And I started at first. When I started really taking this project seriously, I started doing open mic nights just to go practice and play in front of people, and just to be in an environment that you can't control. And if you could make that work, you could make anything work. So Tommy started playing with me, and then yeah, when at the beginning of the year I was going to play out, and Warren was like, "Hey, hit me up, you know, if you need a drummer." And I was like, "Yeah, sure," you know. And so everything just kind of fell into place. I've kind of been looking back, like, how did we all come together? It just all just kind of happened. But everything's been going on in everybody's lives so fast. It's been such a whirlwind that we all like playing, and we all are really good friends, and we all play really well with each other, and there's no drama, and there's no
I can't believe it's almost been 2
egos.
years. That's weird.
It's been a long time.
2 years almost.
Drama and egos are the #1 thing that's going to tear up a band. So I feel like I got a job to do. I want to get people playing music again, and excited about playing music, and not everybody. It seems like everything is just conforming to all these. You know, it's like eventually it's just going to be one big company that controls everything, and I want to at least fight a good fight against that. I don't know if I'll win or not, but or at least get people going. This I launched a Kickstarter campaign a couple of months ago, and it made what's going to be the next album is the #1 album in their Hall of Fame, is the receiving the most funds, and it hasn't even been made yet. And so that's, you know, there's a lot of people excited about this, which is exciting. It's a lot of work getting together and doing an album, and we were going to start next week, and now it's been pushed back 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back anymore. That's just what it's like making an album. You never know. I mean, yeah,
we like it to keep going as long as
it would
possible.
be great. I mean, it would be wonderful if this became successful and people could keep doing this. But you never know who's going to have to go somewhere else. You know. Eventually, me and Tommy will be playing with Adam. Eventually, I'll have Madonna work again. Warren, who knows who, you know, he has people calling him all the time to go out. Xander tour manages also, and he plays with his band all over the place. So hopefully everybody's schedules will still let us play together. And if not, then when we're done with whatever we're doing, then we'll come back and play again. Actually, when we were in Dallas, when me and Tommy and Warren were in Dallas playing with Adam, Xander was in the same complex, the same venue, the club inside the venue, playing the show. It's weird how everybody's paths cross.
What was amazing about that show in particular, something I've never seen before, was the fans. I wish I could say they were our fans, but the fans for the Russian band we were playing with are so enthusiastic about this band. This is probably the biggest rock band from Russia, and the fact that they were playing in America, you know, Russian transplants, couldn't believe it. And Dallas is a big city full of Russians, so if you were Russian or even knew about Russia, you were going to this show. And then, you know, Adam Lambert fans, I mean, they're out there with the lawn chairs, they're ready to go too. So the line started forming in 2 different directions, and our bus was here and Adam Lambert's bus was here, and people were confused because you've got these Russian fans, you've got these Adam Lambert fans, like sort of in the same line, staring at each other, and they're trying to talk to each other. It was pretty funny.